Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new Etheria restart video. So for today, I want to update you on my current Rengokutsu team. I was farming the entire day. As you can see, I do not have any more of my gem refills available, but the reason why I'm doing this video now is I want to just show you my updated Rengokutsu farming team, which is super reliable. I just farmed the entire day and I was actually surprised on how safe it is. It's absolutely insane, guys, how safe and reliable this team is. And fast, that's the most important thing for me. Just having a safe team doesn't cut it for me. I want it to be fast as well, because I want to deplete my stamina as fast as possible, and I do not like having teams that are slower than a minute. Now this is the current team that I'm running. I'm honest with you guys, this team has a success rate of 85 to 90%. Also, we discovered another thing. You will never be able, especially when you put your game on auto and minimize the game, to reach a 100% success rate. That is not possible because there's something funky going on in this game. I did, during my 2x grind, I did a lot of XP farming, and for that I used my Messiah with a codex piece and just the Messiah. So my Messiah was doing basically 2 S3s, killing both waves and then start the new wave, which was a 10-second run, and it went by super fast. He had 100% crit rate. He killed everything first try every single time. It's not even close. He easily kills everything. But for some reason, sometimes my 100%, like, it's a 100% legitimate safe run, right? It cannot even go wrong. It's not possible to fail. The run just failed. So I had like a random 9 out of where I lost like 1 run, and I only had like 9 out of 10. And I even had one experience where I had like 0 successes and 4 fails in a row, and was like, that's weird. Something weird is going on. What happened really? Then I looked, man, did I miss something? No. My Messiah was actually correctly set up, but for some reason, don't ask me why, it just started failing. Like, it doesn't make sense. Then I started running it, just watching and like observing, and not minimize, but just observing what happens. And then it just didn't fail. It just didn't happen. It only happens when it's minimized. There's something someone told me in chat, like there's some weird where it automatically just ends the run and you get a fail attempt, something. So based on that, like a minimized auto 100% is not even achievable because of some weird bug issue or whatever. But nonetheless, let's talk about the team. Now what you're seeing here is basically the standard I would say speed team with Rengo, but instead of Didding and the Yali, we are using Lilium now. Lilium is on my Momentum Battle Ball Fury Edge with the count with these stats here on 55525. Now this is how she currently looks like. The 2 gives her extra crit rate, which if you look at my crit rate, she doesn't hit it at all. But nonetheless, this is what I ended up with this particular piece in here, and just standard with these other 3 units. But trust me, now with Lilium in the mix, it's like super safe. Now the Lily is actually very fast. I didn't even know that she's that fast, but you know what, you can have her slower. I think the big thing with the Lily, I'm not kidding, is having the Jackal, because the Jackal provides you a 25% turn meter boost when she's using her skill. This has also rotating quite a bit. Then also what I like more with the claws moving forward, using her, so ideally you have like 2 skill ups to get the defense break off more often than not. But you know what, the big thing first, I used to use the Dark Moon, which does a 3 turn defense break, speed down and stuff like that, all these shenanigans, which in theory is really good and great if it works right. But you know, as I do and all the other things, is with claws in particular, she oftentimes likes to not land her defense break. That's why I'm running Codex on her, so in case she fails, and which happens quite often, that when she gets her turn again, she can use it again. And then last but not least, we have the Valerian. The Valerian is on this particular set here. Now that I look at it, we are kind of missing a Time Weave set. So the Time Weave isn't even active right now, and I just stacked the Wellspring one, which doesn't even make sense, but okay, good thing. I need to change that up. And then as per usual, I'm using my Gigabyte with that support piece for the increased shield and the synergy piece as well, which helps our damage output. So let's stop the yapping and let's go jump straight into this run and watch what happens here. So you can see for yourself how this team performs overall. Now, I really like the buff now to Lilium because I feel like now she's really also good unit in PvE. She was a decent unit for PvP, but she was really, let's be honest, she was lackluster for the PvE side of the game. Now she's like a very good option, and now with that buff, with the increased damage, also she is a lot better because like when we started, like when she was first released, we also maybe most of us thought like, oh, let's try her out in for Rengo. Maybe she is the reliable Rengo farmer, right? Because of the CC immunity and the fact that she cannot be pushed back. Stuff like that, really, right? But her damage was a little bit lackluster and she didn't really perform better than Didding or Yali. But now with her buff, she actually is better than Didding and Yali, because I was at first impression when I tested her a little bit under the impression like I feel like she gets more turns than Didding or Yell in general. And I looked at her stats and like, but she's not really that fast, to be honest. Like, it's not like that she's like super fast or whatever that just helps her, that she like rotates or turns more often or something like that. No, the actually big thing are actually two things. So first and foremost is she cannot be silenced, so that's what allows her to use her S2 or her S3 again, depending on what happens with what Lily decides to do, also if she gets silenced or not, right? So those are a couple of things that really are a factor for that. But to also top it off, the big thing is also when you have her on count and her S1 and stuff like that, she has the ability to heal herself. So it is a little bit more, like she has a little bit more survivability than, for example, a Didding or a Yali, generally speaking. And what also really helps, and that is also the thing that I think makes this, like, you saw that 45 seconds. Yo, that was really fast though. 45 seconds, Rengo. That was actually quite amazing in my opinion. But yeah, what I wanted to say, what I think is the biggest change here, or like the biggest factor on top of her damage in general, is that she is not getting pushed back. And I think this is what allows her to actually rotate and get more damage off than a couple of these other units, because sometimes you really have to wait for the Lily to get her turn to push your DPS to get the damage in, right? But with her, it's like, you want to push me back? Yeah, I don't care really, I will get my turn. And that's sometimes what happens in this kind of situations here. What you're seeing now, she's using her S2, and the next unit that moves is the Lily and gives the Lilium her turn again. Like, if she gets pushed back, usually it would have been that the Lily actually moves before your DPS, then pushes the DPS and you get the damage in. But because of the immunity to getting pushed back, now your DPS Lilium is doing damage and then gets pushed by the Lily, and then can do damage again, which speeds up the time. And also another big thing generally when you do like Rengo is the time. Like, it feels like that Rengo is kind of similar to, for example, Sharon when it comes to the clear time, because with Sharon, with the divas and stuff like that, you're on a timer, right? So if you can clear Sharon within like a minute or so, you're good to go. But if it takes you like a turn or two more, then you start having problems, because now the dots stacking up, stuff like that, and now you are actually in trouble. Now this is kind of the same thing when it comes to Rengo, because there's also a cycle to him. Like, starting with the third cycle, this is where you start dying, right? So you basically have to kill him before the third cycle, or actually I have to pay close attention to that, but like right before that, around that time frame, is basically where you have to kill him. And if you don't kill him by that time, this is when you actually start losing. So that's why you have to make sure that if you can get it within that specific time frame, you can make sure that you are successfully clear this dungeon. If it takes longer than that specific cycle, this is where you lose. For example, here, what you can see here, now we got one fail, so that is also good that you're seeing it live. I'm not gonna cut it out, but that's also a showcase, which is, in my opinion, good, because nonetheless, as I told you guys, this is not 100%, and 100% cannot be guaranteed, but I'm not kidding you. So also here we lost, we didn't land a defense break, but I'm still feeling very comfortable that even though we didn't land it, we will still be successful with this run, since I'm running now Codex on the clause, so we can look what happens here. Another clause successfully lands the defense break, so this is where the failsafe comes in, and now the Lilium uses her as free again, and you can see, like, with the count and everything, the damage that comes in, she's like doing really good damage now, especially when you max lattice her, which is quite important for her. But this looks pretty good now, and it seems like this will be successful nonetheless. So that was also a good showcase, because as I told you, with claws you're also missing out the defense break quite often, so the Codex does help in that specific case. And yeah guys, I don't want to stretch this video too long, but yeah, this is all I wanted to show you for today, guys. So this is an updated Rengo team, because I know you guys wanted to see an updated Rengokutsu video from me. So all I can say is, what I can recommend is use this lineup, use the Lilium in that as well, Jackal Guard and the claws on the Codex as well, and the Lilium on the count, and you're good to go. And guys, as always, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.